Hey folks, welcome back to the garage. Got a ton of stuff to do today. A bunch of parts arrived. We'll go over that in a minute. Let's get to that first. Supposedly this is the bell housing and this is the PCM kit. Just wanted to point out the cool thing about the PCM kit is that you could basically stick a Coyote into anything. Almost a fully self-contained module to plug it in. Modular mode. Cool. But before we do that, today there's a couple things we need to button up on the engine. First, I want to see if I can get the headers completely bolted in. And we'll torque the intake down, pop the flywheel off, and see if we can fit the bell housing. Gotta make sure it's the right one. I have reason to believe it might not be. Cool, so let's get started. Do the exhaust first. All right, clearance is tight, so I'm not sure exactly how I'm gonna get all of these. I have exhaust bolts to replace them if I need to. I can't reach any of them. Not gonna lie, this is the part I had the most anxiety about because I don't think I have the right tools to sneak what I need to in here for this. I don't think I need to film all of this, but this might take me most of the day. Anybody else do this to their swivels to make them a little bit stay in the right spot? All right, I'm gonna pause this and see what I can do by hand. Slowly but surely I'm getting all of these in. You can see it gets a little dicey up in here, but it helps to have a variety of tools. You have to be very creative. Like this ratcheting, I don't know if you can see that. What I need is a deep socket, but not, I got like the short ones and I got the longer ones. Also, you can see I replaced this one with a one of the bolts that came with the header kit. These do well on a pinch. I did want to kind of like stick to using the studs as much as I could, just because I tend to like studs better. Yeah, so we're getting there. Like 3 or 4 left, and then we're good on this side. It's taking forever though. All right, and that is the passenger side done. This thing is really well put in here. I might just try to get these one more little crank. But you can really see the engineering here on these headers. They kind of just fit really well. Yeah, cool. Let's keep going. I got 2 left on the driver's side. One of them, I pulled the stud out when I was doing this. I'm just trying to extract it. This one I also pulled the stud out by accident because I tried this nut, which I thought was the exact same one, but it got stuck and I pulled the thread out. So I replaced this one with one of those 10mm bolts. If I can't get this off, I think I need at least 2 more nuts too, so I might have to pull one more stud out. All right, so I extracted that really rusty one. It's a little penetrant, and I hit it with the impact. Yes, I'm using a silver. Took this one off too. Honestly, I don't see where it got caught up, but I guess these threads just aren't the same. Might actually pause on this and order more of the, whatever size nuts these are, these nuts, because I need 2. This one's not gonna work. Maybe I'll just do 1 more, and then I will see where I'm at. Something I noticed in last week's video, if you look up underneath here, you'll see that this has a crack in it. So this whole thing is garbage. I gotta pop this off. I bought a replacement. This is a Dorman replacement. It goes in here. But I figured I'd do this now while the intake is still not torqued down. So let's do that. I think I need to plug this. I know I need to plug this. This goes to heater core, and then this comes back from the heater core, I believe. I see why they say to loosen the throttle body. Okay, let's do this. Ooh, that broke. Oh, that's a problem. It goes up to like here. Alright, let's see this. Come on. Alright, this thing completely tore apart. Yeah, this thing was smashed. Probably from the accident. This clamp is still on too tight. There we go. Alright, so there was the crack. Inspect this stuff for equivalent cracks. I'm assuming what happened was when this took a hit, this was pushed down like that, and then it cracked it open like that. This seems to be okay, I think. Okay, so this comes with an O-ring on this side. Now they did mention that this side might be a little long. So we'll move that here. Let's see how much extra we have. Okay, so yeah, there's a ton extra. If you look here. But that's no big deal. We can cut. See, look, they give you extra. I think that's pretty cool. It's cut about 1/2 inch, I think. Alright, so if you look at it from this vantage point, there's actually a ton extra. Probably like a full inch can come off of here, I think. We're not going to cut that much off though. Alright, we'll cut off to here. A little bit long. Well, I gotta hand it to Dorman. This is some pretty good hose. Another benefit of this version of this is that, if you notice, this is made of aluminum. So if the accident was not the cause, and those things just crack on their own, then perhaps we've mitigated that. Alright, let's lube this up a little bit. Okay. Just to assist in installation. Get the O-ring. Let's do it. Okay, you can actually cut a little bit more than that. There we go. Okay. Okay, that's it. That is on. I believe that's on. Now, as far as this here, I don't think I need this. I think I have to plug this. Let's see. Let's see what thread this is. Looks like it's size vice grip. Now, I could just plug this. Maybe I'll just do that. I'm just gonna put a vacuum plug on this for now. And before we start driving, we'll figure out what we gotta do there. Go back in place. The service manual says 89 inch-pounds in sequence shown. Just gonna get these all started. Now, again, I'm doing this for first fire. I do want to replace the intake manifold gaskets at some point, but just to get this thing started. Number one, right here. Alright, so that's torqued in for now. We are going to, at a later date, I will take this off again when we clean things up a little bit. And I'm going to replace those, the rings that go around it, the intake gaskets. But for now, we can start plugging things back in. There goes that side. You should always loosen these when you're done. Just set them back down to 0. Don't go too far though. Right, so let's hook these back up. Here's the fuel injector harnesses. Fuel line, and this is an AN fitting designed to fit on the end of here. So what we do is we put this collet around here, and then screw that on, and we'll tighten that before we fire this up. Before we do that, I want to test the fuel pump, because there's a chance that we bought a bum fuel pump. There's always a chance. We're probably not going to test this today, but this will come around that way, like that. Now what happens is, I think we've explained this on the channel before. For those who don't know, the fuel comes in here at whatever PSI the pump can deliver. Hopefully it exceeds whatever this regulator is designed to cut it down to. So this will make sure that there's always 60 pounds of fuel coming here, and keeping these fuel rails filled with 60 pounds, or whatever it is. I'm not sure if it's 60 or not, but it'll keep these fuel rails that go to the injectors with 60 PSI of fuel. Everything else gets sent back in the return, and it goes back down to the gas tank. So I'm going to put this side of it on. Good AN fittings technically don't need to have thread sealant, but it's a little watery. Here's a 6. Okay. So now we can put this right here. What I'm gonna do is fill the gas tank up with some 91, 93, whatever I can get. And I'm gonna put this into the empty gas can, and I'm gonna try to fire up, and we're gonna see what we get out of here. So let's leave that for now and start capping some other things. Do not let me forget to put a clamp on this. This goes here. I'm also going to get some catch cans for this, because this is what's responsible for pulling the oil into the intake to reburn it. That might connect to the thing that goes to the back that we plugged off. So I'm going to have to figure out a way to bypass this. For now we'll leave that like that. Alright, so should we put some oil in this thing? I think we should. Yeah, let's put some oil. Now, my hope is there's no leaks. If there are leaks, then we have major problems. And I will probably have to lift the engine up again. So. This is the first time this oil pan is having oil in it. I don't see anything leaking yet. So far, so good. Now this thing takes 8 quarts. The way we're going to test this is we're going to put oil in it and leave it for a bit. We are not even close to the bottom of the dipstick. Alright, it's holding oil so far. I don't see anything leaking. Okay, so there's 5 quarts in here. We gotta get down to 2 quarts. Alright, we're at the bottom. We're at the bottom there, but not at the bottom dot. And we put in 7.5 quarts. Alright, well, it's at the bottom. So let's let this sit like this. We'll watch it for leaks for the next few days. Although I'm pretty sure if it's leaking, we'll know pretty quickly. And in the meantime, let's keep moving. Unfortunately, there is a bit of a leak here, and it looks like it's coming from right there, and possibly here as well. All right, so we're gonna hit this a little bit more, and we'll try to crank that as well. All right, you don't want to over tighten these. Oil pan gasket looks good. It's just this. All right. Okay. That might have been all it was. So I will come back down in about an hour and check that out again. Otherwise, we're looking pretty good. All right, intake, exhaust, engine oil, we changed the T. Some of these things back on. We hooked this up, but it's not fully hooked up yet. Plugged back in the injectors. Now we gotta take a break for lunch. Before we do that, just wanna point out that yes, I put in about 8 quarts of oil, but I am going to just check it again before. I'm pretty happy with putting just the 8 quarts that I know that the oil pan is good for having, but we'll check it again. Also, we'll check it when it's level, because right now the front is off. I'm gonna put that down as X'd. This with the one thing is that there's one left that I have to do. I wanted to look at the bell housing today and getting the starter in. Intake is on. I need a ground, at least one ground. So next steps are grounds. Okay, the motor mount bolts are done. Bell housing and starter. Oh, it's time for a sticker roundup too. Almost forgot. Let's start off with, do I have an Evil Energy up here yet? I don't. Okay. Let's do an Evil Energy. Let's do one of my favorite companies, LMR, 25 years. Like a silent partner to this channel almost. We already have a Ford Performance over here, but you know what, let's do one on this side. Ooh, Speed Engineering, where would this go? Right here. I think that's it. Send me a sticker if you got them. We're gonna leave this here for today. I actually got a lot done today. If you like this video, drop me a like. If you're excited about First Fire, subscribe to the channel and maybe you'll be alerted or something. I don't know how that works. Thanks for watching and I will see you next time. Don't forget to build responsibly. You could always buy another one, right? Forward. What the f? Oops, sorry there. No, I'm not worried about having a little bit of oil. It's an infinitesimally small amount. It's something I can cut. This thing is sharp, but it's a very thick blade. What I need is a razor blade for this. All right, actually we're gonna, whoa, that's bad.